there's been a lot of chatter on social media after this one, and rightfully so. People are calling for jobs, especially that of Drew Petzing. Where's the blame here? Is it on the coaching staff? Where are we at?
Well, of course there should be some on the coaching staff. I mean, look at the costly penalties that kept happening that was killing drives. Yeah. And there's a great American philosopher by the name of Chris Spielman who's doing a pretty good job with the Lions, who used to say when he did broadcast, you're either coaching it or condoning it. Therefore, from the penalty standpoint, yes. Now, if you're in the market to fire Drew Petzing, I'm going to put you in the idiot category, because there's plenty of plays here where he is calling the right play and they're open and players are failing. And that's not on Drew Petzing. If Simmons gets a sack busting through a double team, how is that on Petzing? Yeah. That's not on Petzing. Let's show some plays here. And let's look at the play that a lot of you remember, okay? Here is a play with Kyler Murray having a deep shot. That's a play that the offensive coordinator called that's an open touchdown. And the players missed it. So why are we calling for Drew Petzing's head here? Now let's go.
That pass, right?
Yes, that's a touchdown pass. You've got to be able to complete that pass. Then on this play, this is a bad play for a rookie quarterback. This is year 7. If the Titans were any good, this play stopping the clock would have given them a chance to score points at the end of the first half. He did this against the Rams in the playoff game. He did this against Seattle last year. That was a pick 6. This is, when you talk about bonehead plays, giving up a little flip intentional grounding is not a play that a starting quarterback in the NFL makes in year 2, let alone year 7. And then this, answer me this, if you're on this football team, why would you follow a guy that isn't willing to sacrifice to get the ball? Where is the dive for the ball? Okay, now granted, I've never been hit by a 20-mile-an-hour football in the head. I don't know if I would have been stunned, but I think I would have figured out loose ball, get it. Yeah. If this was my microphone, I would dive on the floor now to show you how to do that. That is a terrible, terrible play. And then here's a play that I question greatly, because here's my question. Do you trust the man that used to have the highest salary cap hit in all of football last year? It's 3rd and 8, and we're handing it off to a guy, and I would be this upset too. We're handing it off to a guy that just fumbled out of the back of the end zone. Instead of saying, you know what, you're my quarterback. If we get a first down right here on 3rd and 8, we win the game. And it was 2:12 remaining in the game. So even if you throw a pass, it's going to get to the 2-minute warning. So don't tell me, well, we needed to waste a timeout. We needed to do this. That was a disgusting play call right there. And it only makes sense if you don't believe in Kyler Murray, which is what I'm starting to think the coaches and players feel.
I'm not ready to go that far, Doug, but to me, that's the biggest.
Then how do I get you on that ledge?
I'll just say that. That's the biggest head scratcher of all this. You want the ball in your quarterback's hands, in your highest paid guy's hands, to go win the football game. And flat out, it wasn't. Throw out analytics. Throw out what you're trying to do. That wouldn't happen with Aaron Rodgers. That wouldn't happen with Lamar Jackson. That wouldn't happen with Josh Allen. For some reason, and none of it makes sense, but for some reason, the Cardinals did not put that ball in Kyler Murray's hands.
And that's why
to go win the game. Even if you boot him out or run the ball, like something, but make him decide the game. He's clearly your best player.
And that's why I say it's not a crazy play if you don't believe in Kyler.
Crazy.
So some of that does fall then on Drew Petzing. You gave a great spiel as to why most of the game doesn't fall on him, but they were very conservative in that last drive. It felt like they weren't trying to win the game, but rather trying not to lose it.
I'm wondering, because normally the way something like this happens is the head coach will say in the OC's ear, run the football, meaning we want to get this to the 2-minute warning and we want to guarantee it. So because I don't know that, that's why I'm not blaming Petzing for that call. But that was a terrible play call on 3rd and 8, unless, again, you don't believe in your quarterback and you're saying my defense is going to stop the rookie quarterback.
Speaking of the rookie quarterback, Cam Ward was impressive on that final drive. He wasn't good all game, but he led his team down the field when they needed it.
And wouldn't you like to have a quarterback that's been impressive on the final drive for the last 3 weeks?
Any play stood out on that final drive, Dougie?
For the Titans or for the Cardinals?
For the Titans.
For the Titans, yes. Oh, my goodness. What are we doing on this play, Nick Rawlins? I don't quite understand. Here, this is bad coaching or bad techniques in which Crawford comes up. You got to get the hit right there on the outside hip. This play took 6 seconds because you allowed the man to get out of bounds. Pollard has no business getting out of bounds on that play. But look at this angle. Got to hit him on the outside. We don't wind the clock because we let him get out of bounds. Why are we yelling at the refs there? And then on this, either press man and safety help or back off. What are we doing in the middle of both? The only rule here is don't get beat deep. That's the only rule. So either I got to see Clark off of the man or I need to see safety help if we're in press man. The only thing that can't happen is what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know who's at fault, but that makes no sense to have no safety help and be in press man in the final 2 minutes of a game.
You're leaving your young corner, fourth-string cornerback,
Exactly,
on an island with no help over the top.
What are we doing? I mean, this is coaching and players and everybody. Drew Petzing should not be on the hot seat. I would say strike one in the whole life of Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah.
Not on the hot seat yet, but strike one. Today was strike one.
There we go. Dougie Franz here in studio. Doug, appreciate the time.
Absolutely.
Cardinals head on the road next week to take on the Colts, who, by the way, man, they just scored a whole bunch of points today.
A wagon.
Yeah, a whole bunch of points. Jake will be out there next Sunday. Kickoff from Lucas Oil Stadium is set for 10 a.m. So we get Cardinal football with breakfast. Great.